Hey guys, it's Caroline, and today I'm going to show you all of the documents that I needed to become an Italian citizen. Sorry if my ring light reflects in these glasses, but that's just what we're working with today. So first of all, I'm going to show you my Italian passport because everyone likes proof, don't they? And I am an Italian citizen. I'm also an American citizen. So these are my two passports, and I've been an Italian citizen since 2018. The process, from what I know, has not changed at all since then. But if you want to stay up to date on everything, the best resource as far as being able to directly interact with other people who have gone through the process or are going through it right now is this Facebook page called Dual US Italian Citizenship. That's the group. Right there. I know people don't use Facebook much nowadays, but honestly, if you can just use it for this reason, that is a great resource for citizenship, and that was where I got a lot of my questioned. That's where I got a lot of my questions answered, and it is just a lovely place to go directly to the source instead of spending hours on the internet trying to find answers. So, I have not made a video on Italian citizenship since my video on how to start the process, and I've been getting a lot of questions about what documents you need, what the process involves, etc, etc. So today I'm going to talk about what documents I personally needed for my process, and maybe this will help you out. I did do the process in Italy, so things might be a little different if you're applying in the US. But as far as the documents you need and everything, it's pretty much the same. So first of all, you need to figure out where your consulate is, where you will apply for citizenship. There is not a consulate in Nebraska, so I had to go through the consulate in Chicago to apply. So once you know which consulate you're applying through, you will go to their website and they will have a list of everything you need for your application process. You will also need to book an appointment through them on their website for when you will go in with all of your documents and do the application process for your citizenship. A lot of times the wait list is 1 to 2 years, so I suggest just booking the appointment and starting the process, and at least you know you have a placeholder there, and you can always cancel it if you find out for some reason you don't qualify for citizenship. So I found this document on the Chicago consulate website where they list everything that's needed for the application process, and I applied through my bloodline, Jure Sanguinis. I have no idea how you pronounce that, but that is the name of citizenship by blood. And I went through my paternal line. So my great-grandpa was born in Italy, my grandpa was born in the US, and my dad was born in the US as well. So I went through my great-grandfather to trace back the bloodline, which means I had to get documents from all 3 of those generations. And the reason I qualified is because my great-grandfather was still an Italian citizen when my grandfather was born. So if my grandfather had been born after my great-grandfather had renounced his Italian citizenship and officially become an American citizen, I would not qualify. If you want to know whether or not you qualify, watch my last video and you can see how to find a naturalization document through the USCIS website. In this video, I'm just talking about the full spectrum of everything you need for citizenship, but if you want to know whether or not you qualify, watch that video and you'll find what you need there. So I'll pop up a picture here of what I'm looking at as far as what they provide on the Chicago consulate's website, but they have this PDF document that basically tells you everything that will be needed for your process. So I fall into category number 5 because my paternal grandfather was born in the US and my paternal great-grandfather was born in Italy and was an Italian citizen at the time of my paternal grandfather's birth. So I'm not going to keep saying paternal because you already know it's through my father's side of the family and the paternal line. So I will just say the general documents that I needed. So first I needed my great-grandfather's birth certificate from Italy. My great-grandfather was born in this small town in Sicily called Carlentini, and I had to call their town hall and tell them I needed these documents. They then told me to send an email of what exactly I needed, and they said they were happy to provide them to me. Next, I needed my great-grandmother's birth certificate. So my great-grandmother was also born in Carlentini, and I had to get her birth certificate. So once again, the same town hall gave me all of the certificates I needed, and they were very efficient. I had the documents within a few weeks. I remember that was like the easiest part of this process for me. So thank you to the town hall in Cadlentini. I know it's a very small town, so maybe that's why it was easier to get the documents, but that was amazing to get those so quickly. Next, I needed my great-grandparents' marriage certificate and death certificates. So I needed a document showing the marriage of my great-grandparents, which happened in Nebraska. So depending which state you're in, there are certain offices that have different archives. Okay, so I went through the Office of Vital Records in Nebraska, the DHHS, Department of Health and Human Services. And basically you'll go to their website and they will have an application for copies of whatever certificate you are looking for. So you'll see these PDF documents on the National Archives website of your state, and I'll put a link of that website that I used in Nebraska in the description just so you can see what it looks like. I know all of you are probably from different states, but at least this way you can kind of see what it looks like. And if you're from Nebraska, even better, less work for you. They'll have PDFs that you need to fill out and print, and then you have to mail in the request via post to their office. They'll receive the PDF with the request and your check. I had to pay $17 per certificate for an original copy of the certificate, and they will send it back to you with a receipt and the document enclosed. It took like 2 to 3 weeks for me to get the documents in the mail. And yeah, that's how I got all of my Nebraska documents. I was born in Chicago, Illinois, so for my birth certificate, I had to go through a different department in Illinois, and then they mailed it to me from Illinois to Nebraska. So depending on which state things happened in, if you were born in another state, if a marriage happened in another state, you might have to go to other departments than your state department where you're at right now to get certain documents. So basically you'll need birth, death, and marriage certificates for everyone in the line before you. You will also need your own birth certificate, and if you're married, you'll need your marriage certificate as well. So next, I needed my great-grandfather's certificate of naturalization, which in my last video I talked about how to get that, but that is the most important document because it basically shows whether or not you qualify for citizenship. That is like the holy grail of documents. So that document will have the date on it of naturalization, and if there's no naturalization document on file, you will have to have a letter from the USCIS saying there's no document that we have on record, which basically means they were never naturalized. So that's good for you. If there's no document in their archives, you automatically qualify for citizenship. Oh yeah, it says you can get a certificate of naturalization from your county court or your court county, but I tried to do that and they sent me this document that definitely did not have anything I needed on it. So I wouldn't waste your time with that. I think the USCIS is where you need to go to get your naturalization document. And you will need a declaration stating that no one in your bloodline has renounced their citizenship. The consulate needs to provide you with another document stating whether or not anyone ever went into the Italian consulate and asked not to be an Italian citizen anymore, which is very rare because it would take a lot of effort for them to actually go into the consulate and be like, hello, I don't want to be a citizen anymore, and then yeah, it's just a whole thing. So it's very, very uncommon that that would happen, but you still need that document just so they can be 100% sure that you have that full right to Italian citizenship. So since I'm in Italy, I had to request that document by sending an email to the Italian consulate in Chicago, and that was actually the very last document I needed. It took them months to get back to me, and that was so frustrating. But if you're applying in person, that won't be a problem. You will also need a photocopy of your US passport and driver's license and proof of address. I would bring in a few different options because if you just bring like one envelope and they say it's not good, it's good to just have a backup. So I think I brought like 5 in and just show them everything, and they accepted one of them. So it's good to just be safe because you do just have this one appointment that you're given, and if things don't work for some reason, it can take months to get back into the consulate. So you want to be as prepared as possible for your appointment day. There are also forms that you need to fill out to submit with your documents, and so they tell you how to do that on the website as well. I had a different form to fill out when I got my citizenship because I wasn't going through the consulate, I was going through the local town hall here in Italy. My process was a little different, but on the consulate website, they will tell you which forms need to be filled out. Here it says, click the link forms to download forms 1, 2, 3, and 4. So they tell you which forms those are that need to be filled out for your appointment. Yeah, so they also tell you how to write to the town hall where your Italian ancestor was born to request a birth certificate in formato internazionale or estratto per riassunto. They are very specific here, so I'm gonna pop up another picture here showing you what they say as far as how to request these certificates from Italy. So they also give you details on how to request birth, marriage, and death certificates in the US, and it does say that all certificates must be long form or certified copies. When you submit your documents to the consulate, like all of your original documents, they keep everything. Like, I've never gotten anything back. It stays in their archives. So if you want to take like pictures or photocopies of everything, you can do that, but just keep in mind that everything you get, they keep. Another thing that's important are translations. So every single document that is in English needs to be translated to Italian, because the documents need to be sent to Italy as well and looked over by the Italian consulate. And the same thing goes for the documents obtained in Italy. If they are in Italian, which they will be, if you have like the Italian birth certificates, marriage certificates from Italy, those will need to be translated into English. So you do need every single document to be translated in both languages. So if the document's in English, you need an Italian translation, and then if it's in Italian, you need an English translation. I did my translations here in Italy, and then whoever translates the documents for you, or if you translate them yourself, you need to take an oath saying that you completed the translations. You need to get it stamped by the court saying that they approved the translations, and you sign an oath saying that you did the translations yourself, or whoever's doing the translations will have to sign an oath saying that. And so I had to pay a marca da bollo, which is like a tax for a stamp. I had to sign this document, and then the person in the office signed it as well and approved the translation. So another thing they tell you is that you need an apostille with every record that you submit. So every single document that you have, let's say, you have a document here. Attached to the document, you need an apostille. And this says the attached reproduction is a true and correct copy of the documents in his custody. So you'll have to go to your National Archives office in your state and have them stamp and approve all of your original documents. So basically, yeah, for the document you need original document, translation of the document, the sworn stamped approval by the court for the translation, and an apostille certifying the original nature of the document. What else? Oh, discrepancies. Oh my gosh. So basically, you need to look over every single document once you have all of the documents, because it was so common back then for them to have typos or miswrite a date, miswrite a name, and in order for the Italian consulate to approve your application, everything needs to match up. I had so many discrepancies on my documents, and I had no idea how to go about fixing that. You just need to somehow prove that they're all the same person, and I found a way to fix my discrepancies. I was able to have my grandfather's sister, because my grandfather passed away, his sister, who is still alive, sign an affidavit that said this person was also known as this. For example, my grandfather was born Salvatore in Italy, but in America he went by Sam, but he never had an official name change done. And this was very common for Italians to do when they moved. They would just pick an American name without ever changing their name legally. So in order for the Italian consulate to accept all of your documents, the names have to match across the board. So there cannot be discrepancies. And even if you say, oh yeah, but he went by Sam instead of Salvatore, because, you know, no, they won't care. They need an official document showing either a legal name change, or what I found as a solution after honestly months and like so many lawyers, and I just kept hitting dead ends, I realized that I could have my grandfather's sister, who's still alive, sign an affidavit where she said, yes, I can swear under oath that my father, Sam, also went by Salvatore, and they're the same person. And there were also some typos that I had to mention in that as well. And yeah, that was a super intense process. And I realized this affidavit was my solution. So I will pop up a picture of the format of that affidavit. You're welcome. we're all here for each other. We're all fellow Italian Americans, so I'm here to help you. And yeah, hopefully your consulate will accept that. They happen to accept it for me. So basically that's everything I wanted to talk about today. I hope this video was helpful. I have no idea how long this is gonna be. I'm gonna try to shorten it and make it as concise as possible when I edit it, but I hope that information made sense. And yeah, I think it's super exciting that you're watching this video because it means you're on your road to citizenship, and I think that's amazing. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. I'll see you guys next time. Ciao for now.